Hi everybody! I know it's been a little while, but we've been busy around here. So today we will be making doily bowls, and I hope you enjoy this craft. In your bag, you will find a little bag with a foam brush and some glue, 2 different sizes of balloons, a assortment of all different kinds of doilies. You have your choice of using a balloon to make a form, blowing it up as large or as small as you like the size of the bowl you want. Or you could get a bowl from home and use that as a form. If you use the bowl, I suggest covering it with some plastic wrap. It's a little interesting trying to get it off when you don't use the plastic wrap. I have learned that the hard way. So I'm going to get some plastic wrap. I highly suggest this plastic wrap that has a slide cutter on it. It's the best thing I ever found. I'm covering my bowl with plastic wrap. And if you're more comfortable, you could put it on something else so it's raised so that you could have some of the lace edges on the top of the bowl, or when you're done you can cut the bowl to the size you like. It's really up to you. We're going to start off by getting our glue. You have your little foam brush, and I like to start with spreading my items out a little bit to see what sizes I have, the patterns they are. I'm going to go with, I'm going to go with this one on the bottom because I have white in the middle, so you're not going to really see that. And you want to remember that when your bowl is done, you're looking at the inside of it this way. So you get your glue on your brush. Now, if you're afraid your glue is too thick, you are welcome to water it down a little bit. I like to use the full strength on this type of project because it dries a little bit quicker and it dries a little bit thicker so that it has some body to it. So we're going to stick our piece on. Make sure that it sticks pretty well. You're not going to see the creases really from your bowl, so you really don't have to smooth that out too much. And I usually like to just start in one section and sort of move around. You can fold your doilies as you go along. You can snip your doilies as you go along. I snip and then overlap. And then you only have to really do that every few inches on something like this. You're going to have some wrinkles. What I usually do is go over it and spread it out a little bit because it is going to stay wet for a little bit. The one thing I will warn you about is that once you have glue on top, if you're holding it like this to, give yourself somewhere to hold, it will stick to your finger and you'll keep pulling the paper off every time. So if possible, try to hold in a spot that hasn't had a doily put on it yet, and it works out best that way. You could maybe cut these into like half moon shapes so that when they get here, they're gonna kind of stick up a little and you'll have a scalloped sort of look to it. You could use the doilies that are all the way cut without the white middles and you could cut them into like pie shaped pieces. You could do little bits at a time so they sort of look scalloped. I haven't really made up my mind, but I think that's what I'm going to try, sort of like a pie piece. And I'm going to just measure out where I want that to be. Maybe one more, so that I can follow the lines, because if I had to do this by eyeballing it, I would probably do a heck of a job. So all we have to do is follow where we cut. have my little pie piece. If you wanted to hold it from the inside, that might help you. So I'm going to put the glue down, just like we did for the first doily, in the shape of my pie piece. I'm just eyeballing it to see if I have the right look. Alright, and then depending on what side you want, I'm going to put my rough side in, but I think I'm going to let some of it stick out the top so that you can see that edge. Now, when we're done, because that won't have glue on it, you're going to want to paint it with glue so that this part gets hard too. Now we're going to spread the glue out. Now with these more intricate type doilies, I find that a more of a blotting action is better because it's so intricate that I don't want to tear it. If you were working with real doilies, it would be a little different. I've made real doily bowls at home, and they make fabric stiffener that you can use. You soak your doily and you put it over the bowl and arrange it how you will and just let it dry, and it comes out really nice. So if you have some of Grandma's doilies and you don't really know what to do with them, that's a really cool option. You can always change your mind because once you wash it, all that stuff goes away. You can have Grandma's doily right back. As you can see, I've got this all covered with glue. I've got this sticking up, and I'll be back when I'm done getting it all the way around. As you can see, I have finished putting the pieces of my doily all the way around. There were a couple spots where I thought it needed a little extra, so I did another one on top of the first one. So it's all covered with doilies now. It's all glued down. I had a little bit of the edge sticking out, and we'll talk about that in a minute. And now, because it looks very thin on the bottom, I'm going to put another piece. So because it's already got glue on it, I don't have to moisten it like before. We're just going to line that up with the bottom of our bowl. And we're going to go over it with more glue. So there's a couple little spots where I'm going to just use my finger that I'm just going to go over that look a little bumpy. And the only reason I want glue on my finger is so it's not dry and sticks to the paper and pulls it off. You want it kind of slippery. So I'm just gluing those little bitty edges that are poking up because we want it to be nice and smooth when we're done. Now, you're going to let this dry overnight. You'll know it's dry because once you come out, it's not going to be shiny, it's going to be hard, it's not going to leave anything on your hands. And when you're all done, you just turn it over and pull the bowl and the plastic wrap out. Once you do that, you're going to want to paint the inside of your bowl with the glue. If you start to run low, just water it down a little bit, it's still going to work. When you're all done, after you glue the inside, you're good to go. If you use the balloon, your bottom is much more round, so you could have it as a half bowl with candy in it. You could cover the entire balloon and make it into a lamp. Buy a hanging lamp kit. They're very easy, and you can get them on like Amazon for like $10, $12. Be sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel because you will get notifications when we have new content on there. I look forward to seeing you again. Have a great day. Bye. You can use it for your jewelry, candy, anything you like. One suggestion from our staff was to wear it as a little hat. So you could just wear a little hat.